What's up YouTube, it's B4Flex, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make faster progress in the gym. Now, everybody has moments in the gym where they're halted, or some people just barely make any progress in general when they start training. So in this video I'm going to show you how to speed up your progress in the gym.
Of course, this video is not for everyone. This is not for people trying to burn fat. This is more focused on people who are trying to build muscle and build strength as well.
The concept what I'm going to use, obviously you understand I'm not licensed, none of that stuff. I'm no scientist or nothing, but this is something that works for me. And it's a concept I use where it comes to time.
So I like to look at training like time in the long run, okay? I like to see it as, for example, if it was going to take you 100 hours to build your chest muscles or to build your bench press, right? And you train 2 hours in a week, it would then take you a year to get there, right? However, if you now decided to train 4 hours in a week, in theory, it could take you 6 months to get there. Does that make any sense? Given that your recovery and everything's appropriate. Of course, not everything becomes perfect, so it will probably end up taking you like you'll probably shave a quarter of the time off, but still, that's a quarter of time. So that's the concept I'm using for this video.
And that's the principle I live by. And it's really worked for me, of course, when it comes to my one-arm pull-up training. And this is obviously understanding I've got really good genetics. My one-arm pull-up training, I started it in January. When I posted my first attempt, that was 2 weeks after training for the one-arm pull-up. Well, not really training, I was just doing weighted pull-ups. But anyway, over time, I've improved my one-arm pull-up, right? In the space of 5 months, I've been able to do like 5 with one arm. It was actually 4 months, but I posted it in 5 months at the 5-month mark. But anyway, so I do feel like this concept really works when it comes to strength and also when it comes to muscle, right? And this through use of two things: frequency and recovery. You need to be smart about this. So I'm gonna start with frequency, and I'm gonna start when it comes to building muscle and then strength afterwards.
So I believe you should train 3 times a week to build muscle optimally, right? They say 1 time a week, or in my opinion, 1 time a week is enough to maintain where you're at, and you might get some growth, but not really. So that's the bro split out the window. 2 times a week is enough for growth, but personally I think 3 times a week is optimal as long as your recovery is on point. Of course, we're going to address recovery. So I believe you need to have high frequency, right? Train 3 times a week given the recovery, because the higher in volume, right, in training, the more you train basically means that you can decrease the intensity in your training, right? So it won't be as tough because you're training more frequently. But if you are able to train as intensely, then the more frequently you train, the more opportunity you have to stimulate your muscles, right? Secondly, I believe in training more than once a day. If you can train twice a day, morning and evening, you will stimulate your muscles to grow much more. Why? Well, we have a protein called myostatin, right? Some people lack it, but most people have it. And myostatin basically decreases the amount of muscle you can build, right? You can't build as much muscle because of myostatin. Older people have more myostatin than younger people. Women have more myostatin than men. Hence why there's a difference in how much muscle people can build. However, whenever you train, you decrease your myostatin up to 40%. Sometimes even the highest it was like 44%. That's almost half your myostatin dropping just because you worked out. It's the most effective natural way to decrease your myostatin. So if you train twice a day, pretty much every 8 or so hours, you can keep your myostatin low, therefore encouraging more muscle growth, right, throughout the day.
When it comes to strength or learning a skill, because of the frequency of training, let's say 3 times a week, obviously, as I said, you have to be smart with the way you program it, right? You need to make sure you get proper recovery. But through training it multiple times in a week, you can ingrain whatever you are training for. So if you're training for the bench, a lot of it is form related. So by practicing the form throughout the week rather than just twice a week, you can ingrain the form in your head. I do not advise training twice in a day though. When it comes to strength, you can, I guess, if you're really smart with how you program it, but personally that's not what I'm saying. But I do still believe 3 times a week is optimal.
Next up is recovery. You need to make sure that you're sleeping right. 7 hours minimum, right? In fact, they recommend 7.5 hours as the minimum for human beings. But of course, that's the average adult, and the average adult doesn't necessarily train. If you are training, right, if you are active at the gym, you're consistently working out, you're already above average, meaning you need above average sleep. The optimal amount of sleep, I believe, right, to make fast progress is 9 hours of sleep. That's optimal in my opinion, right? If you can get 9 hours of sleep, you will be good. Okay, so make sure that you're sleeping right.
Stop romanticizing sleep deprivation because it's stupid. But anyway, if you can sleep 9 hours, your recovery will be through the roof. But not just that, if you get rest days between your workouts, so do not be hitting every single muscle every single day. Get rest between them, because as long as you are hitting the frequency, right, throughout the week and even throughout the day when it comes to muscle, right, you'll be cool, you'll be good. You don't need to do it back to back, right? So make sure you have adequate rest between your workouts, right? Between the workouts during the day or in between the workouts during the week.
But also rest between sets. You need to take this seriously. You can't be playing around with the rest between your sets. You need to be resting adequately, right? Personally, I believe that in between sets, you want to be resting a minimum of 2 minutes, whether you're building muscle or whether you're building strength. If you are focusing on building strength, you want to rest a minimum of 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes, right, for optimal strength gains. So make sure that you're recovering between workouts, between sets, so that each set can be high quality. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality.
Your sets will probably take longer, but remember, as I said, the time, you're gonna need to put the time into training anyway. So why not spend 2 hours in the gym, right, every single session rather than 1 hour, because that 1 hour is gonna take twice as long to get the progress that you're trying to get, right? That's in theory, of course, right? So make sure that you are recovering well.
So that's how you can increase your progress in the gym, right? How you can speed up your progress, right? By hitting your muscles frequently throughout the week and also throughout the day. And on top of that, making sure your recovery is on point. Don't skip out on that protein.
This is a concept that I train by, and I've seen a lot of gains from it. But as I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not even licensed yet as a personal trainer. So you don't need to listen to me. But if you do, you will get gains. Anyway, it's B4Flex, and I'm out.
B4Flex.